Hey, folks. Welcome to Sex Talk with Erica Miley. Erica Miley here. Hi. Hi. I am so glad to be with all of you. I'm pulling up Facebook on the other screen so that I can be making sure that I see all of your comments and things. Welcome to staying inside and not putting any makeup on today. I went out to pick up food, like the like drive-through type food, and that's all I did. Other than I don't know about all of you, but I am kind of, let's see here. I am essentially I don't know. I am watching the Tiger King. That's what I'm watching these days. I don't know about y'all. That's what I'm watching. I can't help it. It's so good. It's such there's a big chunk of it that's in Tampa, Florida, which is not far from us. So, I have to absolutely watch it. It's so good. If y'all haven't watched it, get on now. So hi, welcome. I'm trying to make sure that it's streaming in all the places. Let's see. Let's make sure it's connected in all the places. All the places. I know we got a couple people already in. Save changes. Okay. I think we've got everything streaming where it needs to be, I think. This is a platform that I started using for my summit, and I really like it, but I also am still learning how to use it. So there's lots of fun buttons and it's easy. But I see people jumping on. Hey, Amber. Hey, glad you're here. Now that you're working from home, you can watch my live stuff. Yes. Now everybody's doing everybody's bringing their therapy online for telemental health, and I'm really glad everybody is. And now everybody's going to see the benefits. It's going to be great. Everybody's going to be like, why am I going to go back into work when my commute was so short? So I'm super glad people are jumping in to check it out. I'm also going to make sure that the YouTube is all shared because, making sure that everybody can see what we need to see. Because it is, it's always good for people to be watching, because we're going to talk all about masturbation here in a second. That it's going to be really fun. We're going to talk about all of that as I share things live. This is the boring part, you guys. This is the boring stuff live on YouTube. Haha, yay. Okay. So let's talk masturbation, huh? And then I want to answer questions, because I've been getting a lot of DMs about, is this thing I like normal? And I think part of it is that people are home, so they're allowing themselves, maybe they're getting a little stir crazy, so they're allowing themselves to be a little more honest with their partners. Maybe it's a hunch I have. So people are coming to me and saying, hey, is it healthy for me to have this fantasy or that fantasy, or is it healthy for me to, have sex with my partner even though we're quarantined? Is it healthy? Blah, blah, blah. Is it healthy? Is it healthy? That's the theme right now. So, the thing I want to say, that is the health benefits for sure. First, let's talk the health benefits. First and foremost, I do kind of want to talk about the whole thing that a government agency actually put out, that masturbation was a healthy alternative to sex with others. I think that might be the first time I've ever heard that in my career, a government agency actually endorsing it, which I was like, "What? This is the best thing I've ever seen. Yes." Because it didn't come with someone saying, "Well, then abstinence only." No, no, come on, folks. Abstinence only education doesn't work. We know from the research it doesn't work. One, but two, like the fact that we're actually going to come out and say that masturbation is healthy, I'm just super excited about because it is. It is. It's healthy. Masturbation is incredibly common that many, many people across the world do. There are people who do have had issues with masturbations, and I'm actually going to describe a couple of the ways that I have worked with people around their masturbation habits. I've worked with people who, when they've had an issue around masturbation, it's usually around soothing. It's not about addiction in quotation marks. That's not a thing. Just putting that out there. Most of the time, I've run into people who are masturbating for soothing or compulsively. It's much more related to being in isolation. And by that, I mean, having worked in the prison system, I have had clients in the past who would masturbate to soothe because they had been in isolation for a very long time. And that is fundamentally different than a person who is in the general population who masturbates one to several times a day. Very, very different. When it can become a problem is if it's interfering with your ability to work. If it's interfering with your ability to do other things. And then it's not that so much that the masturbation itself is the problem. It's that there's something going on that is causing you to want to soothe yourself that much. So, let's get to the health benefits because most folks out there, most people in the world who are masturbating or who would like to masturbate, there are wonderful, wonderful health benefits. And I've been hearing from so many of my clients, I've been hearing from other people, I've been hearing from therapists. I'm masturbating more often. I need more tension release. I need more stress relief. So, guess what? Masturbation is one of those things we figure out very quickly in our lives, early in our lives, that are we're stressed. The world is stressful. We figure that out very early, and the way that we deal with it is through stimulating our genitalia, which different parts, different configurations, same parts, not different parts. See, y'all, I've only had a sip. I've only had a sip and words aren't working. But we stimulate our genitals regardless of their configuration to reduce stress, health benefit number 1, release tension, enhance sleep quality, boost concentration, elevate mood is what I was trying to say. See, words. Relieve menstrual cramps. Did you all know that? There are some people who experience relief from menstrual cramping. I'm turning off my notifications because I've got the other page up so I can see all's comments. It can help relieve some menstrual cramping. And the reason that it is because of the tightening that happens in our muscles, but also the things that help. It's our perception of pain because of the release of the brain chemical when we orgasm. So that's part of the reason why it alleviates menstrual cramps. It can alleviate pain and improve your sexual health overall. By that, I mean it can improve your sexual health with your partner because, and the reason that it can is when you understand how to pleasure yourself in a way that is like, oh, okay, I'm actually going to explore my pleasure. I'm actually going to explore how I feel when I touch my genitalia or I touch the other parts of my body that feel good when I touch my body, is that we can then communicate that to others, which is awesome. we have a very large misconception in our world, and I do mean world, that you are supposed to know exactly how to pleasure your partner without any feedback from the other person. Like the whole trope of men having to be sex gods or always ready for sex, or uh, that they're supposed to, you know, put their faces in a vulva and know what they're supposed to do without anyone telling them how. Or for vulva havers, that you're supposed to know how your vulva works without any input or any education of how that works. And we could be here for a long time talking about why culture has set up the way it is and why and how we got here, right? But the big thing that I want to encourage you to do is that you more than likely you are at home and you got more time on your hands. And if you do, I encourage you to explore your own pleasure for the sake of exploring it and without the goal of orgasm. And I don't mean that you can't orgasm. That's not what I'm saying. I am saying that you have the opportunity of time, especially if you've got kids at your house after they go to bed or even when you wake up before they wake up, to potentially explore your body and what feels good to your body. We are in a time in this world where we don't get the opportunity to engage in things that we find pleasurable. Like right now, for me, I'm not getting to play volleyball, and that makes me really, really sad. Shout out to my Team Doogie folks. I miss y'all a lot. I miss my Team Doogie fam a whole lot. I would really love I cannot wait for the day when we are all reunited together and get really sandy and gross and have some beverages. I know many of you are missing pleasurable things that you love to do. I'm sure you're missing getting to go out to some of your favorite restaurants and sit there and eat in a leisurely pace. I'm sure many of you are out there are missing going out with many of your friends or seeing your friends in person without getting to, having to do virtual friend dates, having to do virtual family dates, having to do exercise inside or outside in ways that you never had before without getting to go to your gym. Having to not get to go climbing, not get to go out to the state parks you like to go to. Shout out to my sister who is environmental science major, who was so looking forward to an internship at one of our wonderful state parks across our country, and more than likely that might not happen. We are having to say goodbye to things that we never thought we would have to say goodbye to. And so in the face of grief, and that's what this is, we are all feeling across our world different levels of grief at the loss of our everyday lives, at our regularly scheduled programming. And masturbation is an excellent way to cope with having to say goodbye to those things. Getting to try on maybe different forms of erotic play with your partner, maybe mutual masturbation. Have you ever tried it? Have you ever tried, say you and your partner are actually far away from one another? Have you ever tried any kind of virtual sex? Have you gotten on video and pleasured one another but from far away? Props to all of you who have already bought vibrators and toys that you can control from far away. So yes, I'm going to encourage you all to check those. There's lots of places you can buy these kinds of toys. I think Amazon, but also like the Pleasure Chest is a really great place. Let me see. There's lots of different wonderful sex positive sex stores. Just Google sex positive sex store and you'll find them. And there's many, many of them that will absolutely uh, uh, ship you things that you need. And there are some wonderful toys that you can control from far away with an app. Yes, with an app, as I nod furiously at you. You can actually give your partner control of the vibrator from far away, which would be a really, really fun opportunity to be able to try something completely new. That, yes, you have to be physically separated, but it means that you're throwing in, guess what? Novelty. And novelty means a whole lot to humans, regardless of if we are talking about sex or not. Novelty means a whole lot to us humans. If it's novel, we're more interested in it. If it's new and fun and different, we're going to look at it for a while. We've actually in humans measured this. We've measured eye gaze when there's something new or different or interesting to us. We are much more likely to look at it. We're much more likely to look at it for longer. It's part of the reason why social media works. But being able to try on new things for yourself or with your partner can be incredibly therapeutic and stress reducing and allow you to feel pleasure in some of the toughest times that maybe you have or any of your family has faced. So I just wanted to kind of come on here and make sure that we were talking about the benefits of masturbating and the benefits of what it could mean for you if you were to allow yourself that wonderful pleasure. So I'm kind of throwing it to all of you. Please, please, please drop comments, questions. I am happy to answer any questions here tonight. They don't have to necessarily be masturbation related. I'm getting a lot of DMs and things, so I'm happy to just answer questions. And one of the ways I'm coping is lots of group chats in my Facebook Messenger. So you're going to hear it dinging through this whole video. Hold on. Let me mute this one. Let me mute it. So it's not. There we go. Mute. There we go. So now you won't hear that ding, 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 ding. Wonderful thing with Facebook Messenger. But when you're having a good time with your friends in Facebook Messenger, then it just continues to ding at you until you click on it. So I really want to assure all of you out there that if you find yourself worrying about how much sex you're having, how much you're masturbating, how much you might even just be touching your genitals more often, I just want to assure you that this is normal. This is typical. This is something that happens for us humans when we face stress. We actually have, and there's lots of people that may disagree with this, but it doesn't matter because it's science. We actually have, ultrasounds where we can see babies inside the womb touching their not fully formed genitalia. It's not necessarily sexual. It is stress reduction. That's what they're doing. We have the most nerve endings in our genitalia, regardless of their formation, the most. And so for us to feel pleasure, I don't know if any of you have ever, if you do have children, if you've ever noticed young kids, they spend a lot of time, regardless of the configuration of their genitalia, touching their genitalia. And it's not sexual. It's not because they saw something sexual most of the time. We're not talking about kids who've experienced sexual assault. That's a different topic for a different day. But most of the time, for typical kids that have not experienced sexual trauma, they will, for a certain period of time in their development, touch their genitalia a lot because those nerve endings are interesting. That is an interesting part of their body for them, and they are not to be shamed for it. Yeah, we can teach them that. Yeah, hey, you can touch your genitalia in your bedroom, not in front of the entire group of family, but not making them feel bad, shaming them. just helping them understand when it's appropriate to touch their genitalia and when it's not. They're exploring their body. They're trying to figure out this new body that they have. So I say that to encourage you that we all, in some way, shape, or form across our lifespan, get curious about our genitalia. One. Two, many, many, many of us across the planet get curious about our own pleasure. And three, many, many of us learn how to masturbate without any instruction from anyone. And we continue to do it through adulthood. So all I'm asking is that you allow yourself to be intentional. Allow yourself to explore your own body and explore what makes your body feel good in this time that is incredibly stressful for all of us. Allow yourself this break from fear. I've been talking to my clients all week long, and they don't buy it. I'm going to say this too. They don't buy it. Even though I keep telling them, I am the hammer of compassion. And you will be compassionate to yourself. And I've been giving them the analogy that the time that we are going through right now, the fear that we're going through right now, the more that we sit in it, the more that it's like you've put a tea bag in a cup of tea and you have let that tea bag sit there too long. What happens to that tea bag? That tea bag begins to disintegrate and then the tea turns yucky. I'm not talking about the sexual thing of teabagging. That's for another show. I'm talking about an actual tea bag. When you leave it in the tea for too long, it falls apart. We're essentially sitting in our stress hormones all day, every day. We're sitting in our fight or flight or freeze mechanism all day, every day, right now. And as much as there's some of this anxiety that is motivating, and I'm here to tell you that the idea isn't to eliminate it, because our threat system right here, it's like towards the middle of the brain. It's called the amygdala. It is the smoke detector of the brain. It is meant to go, hey, yo, there's a threat. There's a cheetah in the room. You're going to run, you're going to play dead, or you're going to fight back. Those are the three choices that you have to make. And your brain and your body react together by putting hormones throughout your entire body to motivate you to do one of those three things. If we are not doing any of those three things, we are not completing the threat system. And the threat system is meant to be completed. If you've ever watched the Discovery Channel, you've probably seen maybe an antelope or something run away from a lion or a tiger or a cheetah and get away. And there's some things that it does when it runs and gets away. It shakes to try to shake the adrenaline off, and then it'll lay down and eat. And part of that is those are signals to our body and brain that the threat is gone. So I'm not telling you, do what the antelope does, but find a way to do something similar to what the antelope does. Find a way to reduce your anxiety. Find a way to reduce your stress. You do not have to sit in it all day, every day. It is okay to turn off the news. It is okay to turn on something absolutely wacky and funny. I think that's why we're all watching. I mean, let's be real. I was talking about the Tiger King earlier. That's what I'm watching right now. And we're all commenting it on my friend group threads in my Facebook Messenger. We're all talking about it because it's a little wacky. It is a little different. It is a little the story's it's bigger than life. And so it's distracting. It's super distracting. It's okay to do some of those distractions right now. It's okay to masturbate. It's okay to, if you're quarantined with your partner and you both are healthy, it's okay to have sex more often. It's okay to enjoy pleasure, even if you don't want to have an orgasm that night, or you do some stop and start, which is starting sexual activity together and then stopping, taking a break, and then coming back to it. You can do this. I've got some folks commenting. Amber's come back again. I've found that extra mindfulness exercise before masturbation are helpful to break through the virus stress to able to focus more on your body. Beautiful. I love that suggestion. Doing a mindfulness exercise before you masturbate to allow your brain to reduce that threat system feeling and reduce the threat hormones that are going through your body, and then allowing yourself to masturbate. Wonderful, wonderful suggestion. I'm going to suggest here really quick a couple places to maybe find some masturbation materials. Everybody's got something to say about porn. Everybody's got something to say. I'm not here to debate tonight about whether porn is good or bad. That is not my job right this minute. I have episodes about that. Check it out. I did a wonderful episode with Dr. David Lay, one of my wonderful colleagues whom I just love his research. I love his work. We did an episode about the myth of porn addiction. So I encourage you to go check that out. But that's not for tonight. I encourage people to check out some of the free resources that are out there. And there's a lot of them right now. The app called Dipsea, Dipsea. It is a wonderful audio erotica app. It is fantastic. It has every version of erotica you could hope for, every configuration of people, or like you can find something that says, here, I will happily pull it up and give you some of my suggestions, some of my favorite Dipsea stories that are just wonderful for if you want to, especially since we're all in close quarters. Our phone is kind of like our favorite use for porn and erotica these days. So finding some headphones and plugging them into your phone. I can tell you one of my favorite stories recently. New releases. It was called Cowboy 2, I believe. But the Dipsea app, I'm gonna kind of give you a review right now as we go. It's super cool. So if you can see it here in the video, you can see some of the options that are available. There's different categories, new releases, fan favorites, queer stories, straight stories, group stories. So that means group sex stories, hookups, couples, exes and friends, serialized stories. So stories that don't stop, so that they keep going. Chill stories, short stories, voyeur, BDSM, vacation stories. Every version of like type of relationship is also in here. There's poly stories, there's hookup, like stranger hookup stories, there's committed relationship stories, there's group stories like swinging stories. Everything that you can think of, this app has it, and each story tells you who's featured. So like one of the new releases is called Rhythm 1, and it says her plus him, and then it has little flames underneath it, so it tells you how hot the story is. And this one, Rhythm 1, has 3 flames. So, and those are rated not by the app itself, but by the people using the app, which is really, really, really cool. So there's some wonderful, they have free options right now for you to enjoy some of the stories and enjoy tons of opportunities for masturbation. But the other really cool part about this app is there are guided masturbation, also guided mutual masturbation, guided couples, thruples, regardless of your relationship formation. There are tons of guided how-tos. Check it out. They're in the video. It's so great. There's like self-touch edging, learning how to edge. Like edging, for those of you who are listening who don't know what that is, it's when you bring yourself right up to orgasm, but you don't at orgasm. And there's when you're first like learning something new about maybe masturbating or something you might like that's novel, edging might be a really good option to try. There's breathing deepling basics, erotic meditation, submission fantasies, mapping pleasure. So like we're not even just talking about we're not talking about together. This is not as a couple. This is guided self-love. So this is a wonderful guided opportunity to be able to explore your own physical pleasure. It's a wonderful app. I could go on and on about this app. It is one of my favorites. The other person I would encourage you to check out their work is Erica Lust. Erica with a K. See, she has good taste. Erica with a K. Lust, Lust. Her work is wonderful. It is sex positive pornography that has that is also ethically made. So you know that when you watch an ethical Erica Lust production, you know that it didn't involve sex trafficking. So I encourage you to check out her work. I know there's more links, but they're all they're all leaving my head because it's 8:37 where I'm at and I've had 2 sips. 2 sips of my cocktail, which I should tell you about my cocktail. Let me have a sip. Hold on. My cocktail is Sprite. And shout out to my wonderful, wonderful friends at Alligator Bay here in Florida who make amazing rum. Amazing. So I got a little bit of Sprite. I got some Gator Hooch and some key lime. It's good. It's good. I'm just telling you, it's delicious. More than likely what I'm going to be drinking tonight. And it won't take much. It'll be 2 and I'll be asleep. So I really appreciate you all joining me tonight. I just wanted to jump on and make sure I answered any of your questions that you might have. And if you continue to have questions and you would like some more of them answered, please drop them in the comments. I am happy to help how I can. I'm also happy to help connect people with telehealth, mental health therapy. Me and the wonderful therapist who works in my practice, Jen, she is taking more clients. I might take a couple more, we'll see. But we serve the states of Florida, Washington, and Maine. And we might be looking at licensing in some other states too, as well, to kind of help out with the load that's going on for the need for telehealth right now. I mean, it's going to be no joke here, depending on how long we are all quarantined. The mental health need is already super high, but too, it's going to get higher because of us being locked up together. I don't know about y'all. I love my husband very much, but we're already sick of each other. We both work from home already. We did before COVID-19, and we always made wonderful opportunities to go out alone with our own friends without having to see each other. And right now we're all stuck together. We're all going crazy, and I know you all are too. So isolation often becomes gasoline to problems that already existed. So if you need help, please reach out to me. And I know there's so many of my colleagues that are ready and willing to take clients right now. And if you need connected with anyone, please hit me up. You can hit me up here on these social medias. My email is Erica, ERIKA, at ericamiley.com. Please, please, please reach out. We are happy to help you connect to who you need to connect to. All right, folks, I'm getting sleepy quicker and quicker by the minutes. It just doesn't take much anymore. I'm like, I'm tired. So Katrina's on here, Queen of Connection, clients and people. Oh, bless you, Katrina. Yo, I'm building another crown for you, my dear. Katrina's out here getting all the sex therapy education and serving all the sex therapy clients, and I'm sure more than that right now, because Katrina is ready for telemental health too. See, told y'all. We know people. We will get you connected, get you the mental health care you need. All right, everybody, enjoy your cocktails. I will see you all very soon. Bye.